Think about your earliest childhood memory. Your first birthday, your first day at school, a family vacation. Now here's the disturbing question. What if one of those memories never happened? Not distorted, not exaggerated, completely fake. And according to decades of psychological research, your brain would never know the difference. Her name is Elizabeth Loftus. She's a psychologist at the University of California, and what she discovered about human memory quietly dismantled something most of us believe without question. We believe our memories are recordings, fixed, accurate, reliable. They aren't. In 1974, Loftus ran a deceptively simple experiment. She showed participants a video of a car accident. Then she asked them one question, but she changed a single word for different groups of participants. One group was asked, how fast were the cars going when they hit each other? Another group was asked, how fast were the cars going when they smashed into each other? Same video, same accident, one word different. The group that heard smashed estimated the cars were going significantly faster, even though they watched the exact same footage. But that wasn't the disturbing part. A week later, she asked both groups another question. Did you see any broken glass in the video? There was no broken glass in the video. The group that heard smashed reported seeing broken glass at nearly twice the rate of the other group. One word, planted in a question, had created a memory of something that was never there. She wasn't done. In 1994, Loftus designed what became known as the Lost in the Mall study. She recruited 24 participants. She gathered real childhood stories. Then she added one story that never happened. As a young child, you were lost in a shopping mall, became distressed, and were found by a kind elderly stranger. 25% of participants remembered being lost in the mall. They described it, added specific details, name of the store, what the stranger looked like. False memory as one of his clearest. When told it was fake, he didn't believe them at first. The false story was simple. As a young child, the participant had been lost in a shopping mall, became very distressed, and was eventually found and returned to their parents by a kind elderly stranger. Participants were given all 4 stories and asked to write whatever they remembered. 25% of participants, 1 in 4, remembered being lost in the mall. They didn't just say, yes, that happened. They described it. They added specific details, the name of the store, what the person who helped them looked like, how scared they felt. In one case, a participant not only confirmed the false memory, he rated it as one of his clearest childhood memories, clearer than events that actually happened. When researchers told him it was fabricated, he didn't believe them at first. Your brain doesn't record events like a camera. It reconstructs them every single time you try to recall something. And every time you reconstruct a memory, it becomes slightly vulnerable to change. New information can be woven in, emotions can shift the details. Someone else's version of events can quietly replace your own. This process is called the misinformation effect, and it happens constantly, without any awareness on your part. Loftus didn't just implant memories of being lost in malls. Her research team implanted memories of near-drowning experiences, of witnessing violent attacks. Each time, a significant percentage of participants not only accepted the false memory, they elaborated on it, built emotional responses around it, treated it as real. These participants weren't confused. They weren't suggestible in unusual ways. They were ordinary people, and their brains did exactly what human brains are designed to do. Because memory was never designed to be accurate. It was designed to be useful. Your brain doesn't waste energy maintaining a perfect archive. It keeps what seems important, fills in gaps with what seems likely, and updates the record based on what you learn later. This works well for survival. Every time you tell someone a story about your past, you are not just sharing a memory, you are changing it. The act of retelling a memory, putting it into words, subtly reshapes it. You emphasize certain parts, you leave out others. And the next time you recall that memory, you recall the last version you told, not the original event. This is why two people can share the exact same experience and remember it completely differently years later. Neither of them is lying. Both are telling the truth as their brain constructed it. Memory isn't a filing cabinet. It's a story your brain keeps rewriting, with you as the narrator, the editor, and sometimes the author of events that never occurred. Elizabeth Loftus has testified as an expert witness in over 300 criminal cases, where eyewitness memory was the primary evidence. People had been convicted, sent to prison for years, based on eyewitness testimony that felt completely real. DNA evidence later proved some of those witnesses were wrong. But false memories aren't always dramatic. You remember a conversation slightly differently. You remember arriving somewhere earlier than you did. These small distortions happen constantly, and you will never detect them, because a false memory and a real memory feel identical from the inside. The participant described the exact pattern on the flannel shirt of the man who helped him, the lighting in that part of the store, the feeling of relief when he saw his mother. None of it happened. All of it felt real. Loftus wanted to know, if you can implant a false memory, can you use it to change behavior? Her team planted false memories about food. Some were told they got sick eating strawberry ice cream as children. Others were given warm memories about asparagus. The false memories worked. Participants who believed they got sick from strawberry ice cream ate significantly less of it at a later buffet. Participants given warm false memories about asparagus reported wanting to eat more. A memory that never happened changed what people chose to put in their bodies. Every memory you have of your childhood, your relationships, your past decisions, has been reconstructed and possibly altered every single time you've recalled it. The arguments you remember having, the kindnesses you remember receiving, the moments you've built your identity around. None of them are guaranteed to be exactly what happened. And the most unsettling part, according to Loftus, isn't that false memories exist. It's that you cannot tell them apart from real ones. Your brain doesn't know the difference. Which means, in a very real sense, neither do you.